got a solid base hit in yesterday's game at Pendleton County. Was hoping that that would break him out of what's really been a season-long slump. First pitch to him here is a nice shot to right field, and this is going to be over the head of the right fielder, Kyle Burns. One run will score. Now rounding third and heading for home, here comes Jenkins. And now the ball gets away from the Black Devil defense, and coming home to score will be Cooper Slade. So 3 runs come in to put Harrison County up 3-0. We'll give that a triple, and then he scores on the error.
Now batting number 35, Dre
bad throw that time by the second baseman. So 3-0 your score. Dre Roberts at the plate. Dre's the DH today for our second game. First pitch to him here is going to be inside for ball 1. Let's see. Roberts in the opener did not bat. Well, maybe he did, but he did not. We'll give you his numbers here real quick after this next delivery, which is going to be sent into center field. Going back is Haig, and it's going to be over his head. It goes all the way to the fence. Hustling to second base, and in there standing with the double is Dre Roberts. For Roberts, that is his first double of the season, his second extra base hit. He also had a home run earlier this year. A nice shot. The wind really carried it to where Haig, or not Haig, but rather, oh, it was Henry Haig, just misjudged how fast he had to try to cut that ball off. B.J. Napier at the plate now. He's catching in game number 2. And first pitch swinging a fly ball into center field. Haig is there to make the grab for out number 1. So we're making Henry Haig work for sure. As Russ Persinger will come to the plate. And now the ball gets away from the Robertson County defense, and that will allow Roberts to get over to third. So another run just 90 feet away for the Brads. Brads scored some 13 runs in the first inning of the first game.
Number 9, Russ Persinger.
Then this cruised on to the 15-0 win with a couple of runs in the second. Infield kind of moves in. So next pitch, that sounded like it might have hit Persinger. No call. The ball gets past the catcher for a pass ball, and coming in to score will be Dre Roberts with the 4th run of the inning. So passed ball. One 0 the count to Persinger, the main beneficiary of all these runs coming across the plate. He's the pitcher for Harrison County tonight. Next pitch is going to be on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Brad's hoping for another win here, which would give them 5 in a row if they are able to do so. Here's a shot out of the opposite barrel and into left field for a base hit. So Persinger gets on base with a solid single to left field. And now to the plate, Brock Coy. Coy batting 111 this season.
Brock Coy.
1 out of 9. Has a couple of RBIs and a couple of runs scored. We'll have a courtesy runner at first base as Ian Hopkins will run at first base for Persinger. Here's a pitch that's going to bounce away from the catcher. And a wild pitch delivered. Puts Hopkins at second base. Brock Coy stands back in. Reds up 4-0 in the bottom of the first. And the pitch is going to stay high for ball 2. Grant County, the opponent tomorrow for the Thoroughbreds. That game starts at 5:30 in Dry Ridge. Next pitch to the plate is going to be smoked into center field for a base hit. Stopping at third base is Hopkins. So runners on the corners for the Thoroughbreds, still just with one out in the inning for Landon Custard.
Now batting, number 25, Landon Custard.
Landon on the season, let's find him here, is 0 for 2 in limited action. First pitch swinging, a bouncer in the hole between short and third. Seeing eye single brings another run home as Hopkins will cross the plate with run number 5. So give Landon his first RBI of the year.
Now batting, number 34, John Russ
Going
Vaughn.
through the left side of the infield. John Russ Vaughn to the plate now. John Russ played in the first game as well and grounded out. Runners at first and second. 5 runs in the inning and 1 out. First pitch is going to be down low for ball 1. John Russ, the 9th man to bat in the inning. Takes a couple of practice swings before stepping back into the batter's box. Trying to get his first varsity base hit here. And it's a bouncer up the middle, and that's a hit in any league. Rounding third and heading for a home. Here comes Brock Coy as the ball got away from the center fielder. And now John Russ will go to second base. And now coming home will be Landon Custard, and he is out. Ball beat him there by about 2 steps. But Brock Coy does score a run, so we'll give John Russ an RBI on the single up the middle.
Now batting, number 15,
So back to the
Sean
top of
Vaughn.
the order now. So the Breds have batted around here in the first inning. It leads 6-0. Pitch to the plate is a pop-up foul and out of play. For strike 1, Sean Vaughn singled earlier in the inning, stole second and came home on the error by the second baseman. Vaughn takes his lead from second. A pretty good sized one, too. The next pitch is going to bounce away from the catcher. And on down to third base on the wild pitch will go John Russ Vaughn. So John Russ, who had a base hit, his first varsity base hit to get his first varsity RBI, is 90 feet away from getting his first varsity run scored. Sean Vaughn wheels the bat around. Reds up 6-0. Here's a bouncer up the middle for a base hit. John Russ Vaughn scores. Harrison County goes up 7-0. I think this pen's going to run out of ink by the time we're all said and done here. So give Sean Vaughn an RBI.
Now batting, number 36, Simon Jenkins.
Simon Jenkins back to the plate now. He was hit by a pitch earlier in the inning. Over at first base, Sean Vaughn being held on by Steins. And here he goes. The pitch is going to be outside, and it gets away from the catcher anyway. But because Sean Vaughn was off to the races, we'll credit him with a stolen base. Well, they've been here for Farmers since 1916, and they're here for you now, Farm Credit Mid-America. Contact Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 and learn more about it. Curtis's next pitch is going to be swung on and missed, and once again, the ball gets away from the catcher. We'll give that one a pass ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Braves with 7 runs here in the bottom of the first and threatening to score some more. There is 1 out, or 2 outs in the inning, however. Here's a punch down the left field line, fair. Coming home to score will be Sean Vaughn on the RBI single by Simon Jenkins. That gives the Thoroughbreds 8 runs here in the first inning. Single, RBI, left field line.
Now batting number 16, Cooper Slade.
Cooper Slade to the plate now. He tripled to left field when he came to bat before. Eventually scored as well as the first pitch is at the letters for a strike. Productive first inning for the Thoroughbreds, much like in the first game when they scored 13 runs in the first inning. Taking his lead at first base is Jenkins, being held on by Steins. Pitch is going to be swung at and missed, but another pass ball will allow Jenkins to move on down to second. The battery having a difficult time. 0-2 the count, though, to Slade. Come on, Cooper. Get you a hold of one and yank it somewhere. Curtis takes a look at the runner. The pitch is going to stay high as the count goes to 1-2. Outfield playing the batter straight away. And the pitch is going to be a pop-up into shallow right field. Going after it, but unable to make the catch was the second baseman. That is Oliver Brown. Jenkins moves to third base and will give it a base hit because he never touched
now
it.
Now batting number 35, Dre Roberts.
Dre Roberts back to the plate. He doubled and eventually scored on a pass ball. Imagine that. His first time up. Left-handed batter. And here goes the runner, Cooper Slade, from first to second. There will not be a throw as the pitch was low and inside for a ball. So runners on second and third. And the pitch is going to be down low. Ricochets off of the home plate umpire. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes on Roberts. Braves win the first game 15-0 in 3. On their way to having a similar score here. Robertson waits the pitch. Here it comes, and it's going to be slugged foul to the right side. This count goes to 2-1. Like a good neighbor, Joe Cochran with State Farm Insurance is there. Are you looking for a new quote? Give Joe a call at 859-234-3813. Joe always supports the Braves and the Phillies. Down at third base, Jenkins takes his lead, as does Slade at second. And the pitch to Roberts is a pop-up into left field, and this could be trouble, and it's going to land right in between the shortstop and the left fielder. 2 runs will score. Harrison County now up 10-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Give Roberts a couple of RBIs on that base hit.
Now batting number 30, BJ Napier.
Napier at the plate. He had a fly ball out to center field when he came to bat before. First pitch to him here is slugged into center field, and once again, there to catch it will be the center fielder, Henry Haig. But the Braves come up with 10 runs in the inning. They also provided, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hits in the inning, 11 hits. So 10 runs, 11 hits. There were no errors, and 1 man left on base. As we head now to the top of the second-tier score, Harrison County 10 and Robertson County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WC1N Sports.
At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
County with 10 runs in the bottom of the first inning, taking a 10-0 lead. It'll be Lucas Burden, Oliver Brown, and Wyatt Curtis coming to the plate for Robertson County against Russ Persinger, who began the game and gave up a couple of base hits in the top of the first, but then was able to induce Eli Steins into a 6-4-3 double play. Basically for Harrison County, with a couple of exceptions, the JV team out there playing, hoping to win as quickly and as easily as the varsity did in the opener. Game that only went 3 innings.
Batting, number 33, Lucas Burden.
See, Lucas Burden in that first game. Let's see what he did. In the first game, Lucas Burden struck out in his only plate appearance. The wind and Russ Persinger's first pitch is going to be tip foul for strike one. At El Paracutan, daily lunch specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan to visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracutan. Next pitch is on the outside part of the plate for strike two. Nice pitch. Russ in his first ever varsity start, rocking right along. The wind and the 0-2 to the plate is tip foul once again. This count remains no balls and 2 strikes. For over 70 years, Weber's Sausage has delivered the best Kentucky flavor to your breakfast table. From the first sizzle to the last bite, it's a taste you can trust. Find them in your favorite meat department. Wind and the next pitch is going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. That's the first Joe Cochran at State Farm strikeout of the day for Harrison County's Russ Persinger.
Now batting, number 32, Oliver Brown.
Oliver Brown to the plate now. We'll mark him in here. Playing over at second base. Pitch is going to be a 50-mile-an-hour, 50-foot fastball. Doesn't quite make it to the plate for ball one. Flash the sign to the mound, Napier to Persinger. And the pitch is outside for ball two. Ashton Myers and Nathan Turner in the top of the first got back-to-back singles, but those came with one out. And the next batter, Eli Steins, grounded into a double play, keeping the score at 0-0. Next pitch is up high. The Breds then scored 10 runs in the bottom of the first in a frame in which they ended up sending 14 batters to the plate. Outfield moves in for Brown. And the pitch is just outside ball four. First walk issued by Russ Persinger. And that will bring
Now
Wyatt
batting,
Curtis to
number
the plate.
44, Wyatt Curtis.
Wyatt Curtis, who wears number 44, playing at first base. Here's a pop-up on the left side of the infield, and gloving it handily, Brock Coy for out number 2. That will bring
Now batting
Kyle
number
Burns.
20, Tanner Gifford.
From Tanner Gifford. So it was not the same. So Tanner Gifford waiting for the first pitch to him from Russ Persinger. And it's going to be in the dirt for ball 1. Gifford, who wears the number 20 on the back of his jersey. Let's see. Gifford on the year, 0 for 1. Just his second plate appearance of the season. Gifford is a junior. First pitch, or next pitch, is fouled out of play, evening up the count at 1-1. As we mentioned, the track team busy this week. On Wednesday, they'll host the Harrison County All-Comers. And then on Saturday, they'll be hosts to the annual Harrison County Invitational Track Meet. So best of luck to all those guys and gals. Next pitch is outside. Snap throw down to first base. Is going to get past the first baseman as it rolls all the way down the right field line. And into second base on the throwing error by the catcher will go Brown. Brown to second. This count goes to 1-2 on the batter. 2-1, I should say. 2-1. His first error Harrison County's committed today. Here's a pop up to the right side in foul territory, and it will be just on the opposite side of the fence. This count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A man on second base and 2 outs in the second inning for Robertson County. A look back at second by Persinger. And the pitch is going to be down low. They'll run the count full at 3-2. UK baseball team 19-14 on the year, 6-9 in the conference. Today they're hosting the Red Men of Miami, Ohio, or the Red Storm, I think they are now. Next weekend they'll go down to Knoxville to take on the second-ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Next pitch to the plate is going to be taken for strike 3. Another Joe Cochran at State Farm strikeout. That's the second of the day for Russ Persinger. No runs, no hits, 1 error. 1 man left on base. We're heading down to the bottom of the second with your score. Harrison County 10 and Robertson County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Mary Todd Ashbrook today at 859-588-1520 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Sports medicine at Harrison Memorial Hospital. Call us today at 859-234-1707 to learn more.
All righty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County with a commanding 10-0 lead in the second game of this twilight doubleheader, winning the first game 15-0 in just 3, trying to do the same thing here. Gets home a little bit early. It'll be Russ Persinger, Brock Coy, and Landon Custard scheduled to appear to come to bat in the bottom of the second inning. Harrison County sending 14 batters to the plate in that 10-run initial inning. Russ Persinger, a single. He scored a run as well in that first.
Now batting number 9, Russ Persinger.
Wyatt Curtis back on the mound for the Black Devils. Left-hander stands in and awaits the first delivery from Curtis, which is going to be hit into left field and going to bounce just beyond the outstretched glove of the shortstop, Ashton Myers. We'll give that a base hit. As really and truly the left fielder, Amari Canyon, had a better play on it, but I guess he got called off by the shortstop. That'll bring Brock Coy to the plate.
Now batting, number 10, Brock Coy.
Brock singled and scored when he came to bat before. Donovan Walker will come in to run for Persinger. What's that? For the second. Here's a pop-up foul and out of play as the count goes 0-1 on Brock Coy. The live YouTube broadcast of this game is proudly brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau, Palmer Hampton Realty, and Farm Credit Mid-America. Visit youtube.com/WCYN Sports. Walker takes his lead from first base, being held on by the first baseman Steins as the next pitch is hit to right field. This could be trouble, and it's going to be over the head of the right fielder Burns. Go all the way to the fence. Rounding third and heading for a home. Here comes Walker into third base, and stopping there will be Brock Coy. And now the ball gets away from the first baseman, and Coy will score as well. So we'll give Brock a triple and then scores on the air. We'll also give him an RBI on the play.
Now batting, number 25, Landon Custer.
Field and scores on the E3. Okay. Landon Custard at the plate now. Spreads go up 12-0 here in the second inning. And we've got a change in the left fielder. The play was to the right field, so they replaced the left fielder. Yeah, that makes sense. Now we'll get back to play after the home plate umpire makes his notation about that defensive change. Oh, and the pitch is going to hit Landon in the backside. So he'll get a free pass on down to first base. And John Russ Vaughn back to the plate. John Russ had an RBI base hit his first time up. Later came around to score. Left-handed batter.
Now batting, number 34, John Russ Vaughn.
Weather getting all clouded up again. And evidently that defensive change has something to do with the left fielder's Amari Canyon's person as the trainer goes over there to check him out in the dugout. First pitch, John Russ is a bouncer foul to the right side for strike one. John Russ wears the number 34 on the back of his jersey. Curtis gets the sign from Kyle Burns, and the pitch is going to be a little bit outside, evening up the count at 1-1. The Braves with 10 runs in the first, 2 more here in the second for their 12 so far. And nobody out in the inning yet. Runner on first, being held on by the first baseman Steins. Next pitch is going to be way inside. Count goes 2-1 on the 7th grader. Getting some valuable playing time here. Steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Curtis from the stretch. And the 2-1 is down low. And now the catcher can't find it, and that will give enough time for Custer to move on down to second base. Let's give that in a pass ball. So runner in scoring position for Vaughn. Wind still blowing from left to right as it has all game long. And gusty too, making the wind chill factor probably in the 40s somewhere. Next pitch is a tapper foul at the plate. Count goes full at 3-2 on the Bread shortstop. Outfield's giving him a lot of respect, playing him back at normal depth. John Russ taps the plate with his bat, stands back in. And the payoff pitch is a bouncer to the right side, gloved by the first baseman Steins, who will tap the first base bag for out number 1. Heading on over to third base on that play, Custard. So another run for the Breads just 90 feet away as we go back to the top of the order.
Number 26, Keen Price.
And Keen Price. So Mark Price in here in the second. See, Price got into bat and singled his only time up. First pitch is going to stay high for ball 1. Number 26 steps back in, hoping to get a solid lick here and bring Custard home. Curtis takes a look at the runner on third, and the pitch is going to be swung on and tap foul, he's going to say. Count goes 1-1. Cynthia and Hardee's want you to visit them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on US 27 South. They got the best burgers in town. That's at Hardee's in Cynthiana. Appreciate their sponsorship of Breads Baseball. Wheeling the bat around is Price. And the pitch is going to be sent into center field. And dropping the ball is going to be Haig. Coming on home on the error will be Landon Custard, and sliding into second base safely is Price. So a two-base error. Sorry, Keene, I can't give you an RBI on that.
Now batting, number 36, Simon Jenkins.
Reds up now 13-0. And that will be the end of the day for Wyatt Curtis. So while a new pitcher comes in to take his warm-up, your situation is this. We're in the bottom half of the second inning. Harrison County already leads 13-0. You got a runner on second and 1 out. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small-town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars. I believe in always finding a way to do what you love. I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Katie Bowman today at 859-595-4234 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Member SIPC.
All righty, back here at the Hilltop, the new pitcher on the mound for the Black Devils will be Lucas Burden, an 8th grader making his second appearance of the season and his first in relief. The other time he pitched, which was against Augusta last Thursday, only pitched a third of an inning, gave up 4 hits and 4 walks, did not strike out a batter, allowed 8 runs to come across the plate, and all 8 were earned. Has a record of 0-1 and an ERA of 168. Pretty bad. See what we were talking about before. Oh, UK baseball, we talked about them. The Reds, 8-8 on the year. Tied for second in the National League Central with St. Louis. They're only a game and a half back of Chicago, the Cubs. The Reds started the season very poorly, 2-6, but since
Now
that time have
batting,
gone 6-2
number 36, Simon
at
Jenkins.
6:40 tonight. It's already about half an hour old. The Reds at Great American Ballpark hosting the Mariners, who are likewise 8-8. First pitch is taken for a strike by Jenkins. Nick Lodolo going for the Reds tonight. He's 2-1 with a 0.96 earned run average. Going up against Luis Castillo, who's 1-1 with a 2.12 ERA. He'll join that game in progress as the next pitch is fouled out of play. Count goes to 0-2 on Jenkins, who has been hit by a pitch, and he's also singled, scored a couple of runs, and driven in a run. Down at second base, Price takes his lead. He reached on an error. Next pitch is a bouncer back up the middle for a base hit. Keene rounds third and will make it home just ahead of the throw. Now as the ball came into the home plate area very alertly, Jenkins moves down to second base. But give Jenkins the RBI base hit. Makes the score
Now batting,
14 to
number
nothing
24,
in
Ian
favor
Hopkins.
of Harrison County. At the plate now, Ian Hopkins. First pitch is outside for ball one. Next pitch to the eighth grader is outside for ball two. Batting in Slade's spot. Mark Ian down here in the second. Next pitch to the plate is inside and high. This count goes to 3-0. So one eighth grader pitching to another. Next pitch is outside ball four. So a free pass given to Hopkins, puts runners at first and second. Excuse me. And coming to the plate now will be Dre
Now
Roberts.
batting, number 35, Dre Roberts.
Roberts has doubled and singled, scored a run, stolen a base, and also driven in 2 runs. Next pitch is up high for a ball. Reds up 14 to nothing. 10 in the first, 4 more here in the second. 1 out and 2 runners on base. Next pitch is behind the batter, Roberts. This count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. For over 70 years, Weber's Sausage has delivered the best Kentucky flavor to your breakfast table. So the next pitch is a fly ball into right, and a bad jump by the right fielder is going to cost him. Coming home to score will be Jenkins, as an RBI double by Roberts gives him 3 ribbies in the game now. So give him that.
Now batting, number 30, BJ Napier.
Brad's now up, 15 to nothing. And BJ Napier at the plate. BJ's had a couple of fly ball outs to center field as they've played him perfectly today. Here's a bouncing ball to the right side, though. Second baseman Brown has it. He'll throw to first base to get the out. But coming home to score will be Hopkins. Brad's up now 16 to nothing. Roberts moves on over on
Now
the RBI
batting,
ground
number
out
9,
to
Russ
third base.
Persinger.
As Russ Persinger, the 10th man to bat in the inning. Brett sent 14 to the plate in the first. Here's a pitch that's on the inside corner for strike 1. Persinger has a couple of base hits, a couple of runs scored as well. Actually, people running for him have scored those runs. Down at third, Roberts takes his lead as the pitch is going to be fouled off by the bat. You'll hear about that one. 0-2 the count to Russ. When you're ducking out of the way of a pitch, you don't keep the bat in a vertical position, because what might happen is what happened there. The pitch was so far out of the strike zone, it hit the bat. Now he can atone for himself, though, on this 0-2 pitch, which is going to be a high chopper to the right side. This could be trouble. Second baseman is there. His throw to first will not be in time. I mean, that ball was like a rocket. Probably bounced at least 15 feet in the air. So with the Roberts run coming across the plate, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs in the inning for Harrison County. So they've taken a 17-0 lead. Persinger get the RBI on an infield single.
Number 10, Brock Coy.
Moves to second on air. Brock Coy at the plate now, and a delayed steal is going to get Persinger to third. Persinger was trying to get himself out, but the pitch was so poor that he couldn't very well just sit down on the base paths. So he didn't. Brock is singled, tripled, scored a couple of runs, and now coming home and getting tagged out will be Persinger for out number 3. So a caught stealing, I guess, to unassisted. 17-0 your score. We're heading to the top of the third in what could be the final inning. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Congratulations. You're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne?
Oh, yeah. Wayne's fine, too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
In downtown Cynthiana.
All righty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County up 17-0 as we head to the top of the third. It'll be the top of the order coming up for the Black Devils, who will more than likely, unless something unbelievable happens, will drop on the season to 1-8, while Harrison County will improve to 17-2. Persinger will try to finish this out by facing Haig, Myers, and Turner. At El Paracutan, daily lunch specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan a visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracutan.
Now
Haig popped out to the mound. His only other... Oh, we got a pitch hitter. The wide and the first delivery is going to bounce up there for ball 1. Overcast clouds continue to hang over the ballpark as they have for most of the game. Next pitch is going to be outside for ball 2. The wind. And the next pitch is going to be in the dirt for ball 3. So Emmons now just one pitch away from getting on base here in this pinch hitting performance in the third inning. I imagine he'll be taking all the way on this pitch. See if we got a score from up north as the Phillies were to play Pendleton County. Next pitch is taken for a strike, as we assumed Emmons was taking all the way. And we do, and Harrison County beat Pendleton County 6-1. So congratulations to the Phillies, who improved to 19-1 on the year. Next pitch taken for strike 2. Full count to the leadoff batter for Robertson County here in the top of the third. Persinger working quickly, winds and fires the payoff, and it's going to be on the outside corner for strike 3. Another Joe Cochran at State Farm strikeout. That is the third of the day.
Henry Hagg.
Brad's trying to wrap this one up with 2 more outs. First pitch, a bouncing ball to the left side, backhanding the ball deep in the hole. John Russ Vaughn, his throw to first base is not in time. So an infield single.
Now batting,
puts a
number
runner
12,
on first
Ashton
base.
Myers.
B.J. Napier is taking over at first base. He'll hold the runner on. A look over there by Persinger, and the pitch is going to be a major league fly ball into center field. Going over to make the grab out there in center field for the second out of the inning. So the Black
Now
Devils down to their
batting,
last
number
out.
3, Nathan Turner.
Look over to first base. And now the pitch is a ball, but it gets past the catcher for a wild pitch. Ball 1 on the batter. Second offering is taken for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes to count now to Turner. Turner singled back in the first inning. Here's a little looper into shallow center field, but making the grab for out number 3 for Harrison County. It was Ian Hopkins who had moved over there. So Hopkins ends the game on a pop out. Harrison County wins by a final score of 17-0. That coupled with their 13-0 win in the earlier game will put Harrison County in the driver's seat as far as the seeding is concerned for the 38th District Baseball Tournament, to where now it's almost, well, no, we still got a couple of tough games against Nicholas County, so no need to speculate just yet. But congratulations, Thoroughbreds, for 2 strong wins. The Breds improved to 17-2 on the year, while Robertson County drops to 1-8. We invite you to join us now for our post-game show brought to you by Cynthia Hardee's. We'll go over all the scoring. No, we're not going to go over all the scoring. There's too much of it. We'll go over the highlights, let's say, and also have a chat with a member of the Harrison County coaching staff. We'll also name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. All that coming up after this timeout. But once again, here on the Hilltop in game number 2 of this doubleheader, Harrison County 17, Robertson County nothing. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Doug Hampton today at 859-588-7120 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Ronnie Brown today at 502-542-1984 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Congratulations. You're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne?
Oh, yeah. Wayne's fine too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Trish Jenkins today at 859-588-5590 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Wins for our guys as they basically take care of business. Just kind of a difficult situation. Robertson County is trying to grow their program back, and they've had to take their lumps this year. But joined now by our newest assistant coach. Well, Connor Kilpel is kind of on transition. He's not really a new coach per se. So JT Custard is here. He is actually a coach, a real live breathing coach. But two good wins, Coach, and I'm sure that some guys got some work in that they needed to work. Our pitching was exceptional. I mean, gosh, in the first game, Sean Vaughn pitches a no-hitter. 2 no-hitters in 2 days. I don't know if that's ever happened in Harrison County history.
I don't think it has, Coach. I don't think it has.
Yeah, but still a couple of good wins, and those are district wins, and all district wins are important. I don't care who we're playing, so that really puts us in the driver's seat.
Yes, sir. Games like this is where we get, work in with our younger players, get them out there and get them pitching, throwing strikes, and hitting the ball. Second game, I think he let mostly the younger kids play that one, and they hit the ball pretty good.
They did. Yeah, I mean, it just shows you that our JV program is strong because that's where these guys that come into games like this get their bones at is that they learn to hit, they learn to throw, they learn to pitch.
Yes, sir.
Now, exactly what is your role on the team as a coach?
I'm mainly freshman coach, but,
okay.
I stick around and help out with the older kids as well. Most of your freshman team is middle school. I don't know if you know it.
Yeah.
But I've coached most of those kids since they were 7 years old.
Oh, okay.
So I've been around them a long time.
Yeah. So what led you to say, you know what, I'd like to be a coach?
Well, it kind of caught me by surprise. I was up here over the summer. And, I would jog. I'd usually jog around the school, and I was like, man, I'm going to go help them out on the field and help them coach. So I started helping out, coaching during the summer baseball and just with practice and stuff. And then Coach Wood's like, I think I want you to be one of the coaches.
Really?
You do pretty good with the kids. I was like, yes, sir. I've been around these kids a long time. He's like, I want you on my staff. I was like, yes, sir. I'd like to be on the staff.
Do you realize how big an honor that is?
Oh, it's a big honor. It's crazy, man, because the Harrison County baseball is huge.
Oh, yeah.
It's huge.
It's huge everywhere.
Yes, sir. We was down in Florida, man, and it was like, I had a Harrison County hat on. He's like, you from Harrison County, Kentucky? I was like, yes, sir.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we know y'all pretty well down here.
Yeah. Of course, we go down there every year.
Yep.
So if the people at the hotel don't know us yet, there's a problem.
Yep.
But no, it was a fun time down in Florida for sure. But, Coach, we were basically at the halfway point of the season. We've got now, 20 games in, and we've got more than 20 or more than 10 or 15 scheduled because you do that because of the rain situation. But anyway, over the last half of this season, where do you see this team needing to improve the most?
Pitching. We got to work on pitching and making contact. I think we struggle making contact a lot, but, you know, we just got to get more work in whenever we get time to practice with them. I know this week we playing, I think, every day.
Just about. I think we're off Thursday.
One day. We get one
Right.
day off, but we got to hit the ball better. But I think defense is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Defense has been pretty solid.
You know, that was one area of concern for me because when you lose people the caliber of a Cliffy McIlvain or a Mason Smiley or Elijah Harris, I mean, those guys were – I mean, you never expected them to boot the ball or make a bad throw or anything, but the way that our team this year has come along so fast and still being so young, that's a real tribute to the coaching staff.
Yep, pretty good. This team right here, though, we're a pretty fast team. Mm-hmm. We got fast runners. I think we need to, work on getting our bunts down more. And Coach Whitaker's been, putting it to the players when they don't get the bunts down. So they've got to work on that. We get them down, and we make the team stink.
Right. It just seems like historically we've never been a great bunting team for whatever reason. We do everything else great, but it seems like it's like pulling teeth to get us to put a bunt down right.
Yes, sir. I think this team here, he's gonna try to make them do it because we got a lot of speed.
Yeah.
And we got a new base runner here, Landon Custer.
Oh yeah.
He's fast as heck, but he's raw. We gotta work with him on base running.
Well, you can just see his potential out there just from running around the bases and the few times he's gotten to bat that he's got a very high ceiling.
Yep, he's got to put in a lot of work.
Oh, yeah, the work has got to be there, but he's got the potential, if he does the work, to be a really, really good ball player.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, JT, I know you're nervous. I'll let you go now. But I appreciate you coming out. And the next time you do it, it'll be easier.
Yes, sir. It'll get easier as I do it. It's the first time on the radio.
All right. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Assistant Coach JT Custard after Harrison County's doubleheader wins over the Black Devils of Robertson County. The first game, 15-0 in 3. The second game, 17-0 in a game that also went just 3 innings. Just some of the highlights from the games. In the first game, the highlight obviously was the no-hitter that was thrown by Sean Vaughn. Sean only had to pitch 3 innings to get the no-hitter, which is always a good thing. He only allowed 1 base runner. Eli Steins popped up a ball to center field that was a legit error. It's not like I said, well, he may get a no-hitter, maybe not get a no. It was a legit drop. So that's the only batter he got on base. He put on base. Sean also struck out 5, so a good outing for him. Obviously, a no-hitter is always a good outing, as the Breds have no-hitters in back-to-back games. Meanwhile, on the offensive side, in game number 1, just about everybody got on base some way or another, or at least hit a sacrifice fly for an RBI. So the Bats were very awake and very aggressive in that first game, that 15-0 win. In the second game, more of the same. More JV guys basically in the second game, but they all produced just about. Just kind of looking at my scorebook, everybody on this team in that inning, or at least the starters, either got a base hit, got a run scored, or had an RBI. So you can't get better than that in the 17-0 win. Obviously, our Judy Construction Company player of the game in the opener has to be Sean Vaughn because of the no-hitter. And in the nightcap, I really didn't have a chance to look at this. We're going to give, I see right now, we're going to give the Judy Construction Company player of the game to Dre Roberts. Dre had 2 doubles and a single, scored 2 runs, and drove in 3. So in the first game, congratulations to Sean Vaughn, who was our game number 1 Judy Construction Company player of the game. And congratulations to Dre Roberts, who was our Judy Construction Company player of the game in Game 2. The Breds now have a record on the year of 17-2, perfect in the district at 4-0, while Robertson County dropped to 1-8. The Breds' next game tomorrow. We'll head to Dry Ridge to take on the Grant County Braves. Harrison County and Grant County played a close one earlier this year, back on March the 29th, when the Braves came to town and really put the screws to us. In fact, the Breds were down 4-1 in that game before coming back to win by a final score of 5-4. And I'm pretty sure that the Grant County batters and other fielders are itching to get their second chance at Harrison County, as they did come that close but couldn't pull it out. That game will be at Grant County's high school baseball field and is scheduled to start at 5:30. So Hopefully, I think the weather's supposed to be a little bit coolish, but I think it's going to be okay as far as rain is concerned. But come on over to Dry Ridge and support your Thoroughbreds as they take on Grant County tomorrow. I want to thank my engineer back at the station, Alan Schwartz, who engineered both games and did very well in both times. Also want to thank our sponsors, because without their help, we would not be able to get Harrison County High School baseball on the air. So once again, in this twilight doubleheader on the Hilltop, in the first game, your final score was Harrison County 15 and the Black Devils of Robertson County nothing in a game that was called after 3. And in the nightcap, your final score for the final time in a game that took just 3 innings to play, Harrison County 17 and Robertson County nothing. Good evening, everyone.
The live coverage of tonight's Harrison County baseball game has been brought